So after reading the discussion back and forth between you two, I decided to go ahead and create a model where you could test both of the tax plans. It was an interesting question. The theory put forth by April was that you will always pay less in taxes under the new tax plan. So I decided to just check to see, because what's interesting, if you look at the percentages quickly, and only the percentages, you notice that the percentages are either the same or less than they were 2 years ago before the new tax plan was put forth. But that's not the only thing you need to look at. You also need to look at the actual cutoffs that were put in place. And in many instances, the cutoffs are, especially when you get higher, the cutoffs are lower than they were before. So both things kind of have to be looked at the same. So what I did was I set up a spreadsheet where you can put a taxable income up here. I'll make that a little bit brighter so it's easier to see. Put the taxable income right here, and then down here you actually see the two taxes pop out. So someone earning $15,000, what happens over here is it compares $15,000, drops it into the tax brackets, figures out where those folks are going to need to live, subtracts the lower from the salary, and taxes accordingly over here, and then this is the sum of the two taxes. So at $15,000, you can see the new tax plan benefits. How about $25,000? New tax plan benefits. How about $50,000? New tax plan benefits. So far it's looking pretty good. $75,000. Okay, new tax plan benefits. Although they're getting closer together. Let's put $100,000 in. And then you see what happens now. It flip-flops. It flip-flops because now we're starting to wander into this territory up here above the 28/24% bracket where the marginal allowances are different. So when you go above 120,000, something interesting happens, and all of a sudden you start, this is almost tied, 150,000. Okay, there once again. So there was a weird little inflection there at 100,000 here. They're very close to each other, $1,000 off. Let's put 201,000 in. I have to do that because I forgot to use less than or equals. I use less thans. At 200,000 and $1, something very interesting happens, and that's simply because the tax gaps are now very, very large, and we are now, you can tell it by the math that's going on right here. Under the old plan, $200,000 taxes only the additional $8,000 above. Above that, you get very little taxed above 200,000 under the new plan, except the low plan then gets whacked with a 32%, whereas the other plan gets only a 28%. So you can see the differences here are it's in the details. 250,000. I've been playing with this for a little while. 250,000 again gets whacked. 300,000, and again we're getting into the statement that everybody gets a tax break is not true. Certain income levels get tax breaks because of the way that things are set up. What I do find interesting is people that make lots of money are tending to do worse. I shouldn't say lots of money. That's kind of a subjective thing. People that make over a certain amount of money are paying more in taxes. Now, this is not an adjustment. This is not looking at the impact of this on the recession of the debt or anything like that. But it is definitely untrue that everybody is paying less in taxes. Just thought you'd all like to know.